Hello everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing well in your part of the world, and hello Petra. Alright, so today's going to be a very short stream, you know, it's only going to be about 2 hours long, 2.5 hours-ish, but I've been spending, last night, and, you know, a bit of tonight, basically just fixing up the absolute dog shit performance of DEU, when it comes to merging vertices. Which is, yeah, it was getting like, it was getting pretty fucked to the point where it was taking about a minute just to merge 2 vertices. It turns out in the DEU source code, when it does do like a merge for like vertices, if it has like actually performed the merge, rather than you saying like no to the merge, it'll then, for some reason, check every single line def in the map against every other line def in the map to see if there's any line defs that need to be merged together. Which, you know, exponentially gets worse when you have like more line defs, because, you know, line def 0 has to say there's like, I don't know, like 1800 line defs in the map. Line def 0 will need to do a check against line defs 1 to, you know, 1799, and then line def 1 will need to do a check against line defs 2 to 1799, and so forth, all the way up until it finally gets up to, you know, until it finally gets to line def 1798 checks against line def 1799, which is fucking stupid because that is an insane amount of calculations. The even funnier part is in the source code for DEU, it does actually there is an if statement for actually detecting line defs that are actually connected to the vertices, but it does nothing. All it does, it just sets a simple boolean to tell it if to tell the function that there are line defs connected to the vertex. And if there's no line defs connected to the vertex, it will not attempt to check for line defs. So it's like, okay, that's fucking stupid. And the best part about it is that whole block of code has been completely unchanged from DEU all the way to the last version of DETH. So it was never changed like within 4 years of like development of DETH at all, like not at all. I'm guessing the fix back in the day was Moore's law, because around mid 1994, your average PC would have been like a 486 like DX, like a DX33 or like a DX266, and then in by mid 1998, your average PC would have been, I don't know, like a Pentium 2 at like 333 megahertz. So and in addition to like all of like the like the performance per megahertz, like between the 486 and like Pentium 2s, for example, it's also like a fair fucking bit as well. So it was never fixed, which is kind of funny. So I have properly, I have somewhat, well, I believe I have properly implemented when it does do line def merging, to only check the line defs that are actually connected to the vertex, to the two vertices. And then I also had to, and because the old code would just like straight up go through the entire list, like go through like every line def against every line def, and then we'll just delete line defs. I also had to set up code to dynamically make sure that the line defs are being deleted in proper order. To queue up the lines that need to be deleted, and then delete the line defs in descending order. Because if you do it in ascending order, then it'll just fuck up. It'll just be like off by 1, off by 2s, all that kind of stuff, and then you just end up deleting like random lines, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've been doing a whole bunch of testing on like E1M1, nice and quick and easy. And yeah, it seems to be solid. I mean, I've been doing like testing. I've been doing a bit of testing on DOSBox. Been doing a bit of testing on 486 DX266 as well. So I also did switch from Borland C++ 3.1 to 4.52 as well. I think the reason why I went with Borland C, like Borland C 3 was because when I was compiling it, I had because I was using like the makefile that came with the source code for like DEU 5.21, and it did have one compiler option that was specific to like Borland C like 4, but didn't exist in like Borland 3. Borland C3. So I didn't really, I must have like misread what that compiler option was, because it just bloated, because it bloated like the exe by like 20 kilobytes and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure like that compiler option was just like a debug thing, because I forgot to re-enable it when going back from Borland C3 to like 4.52, and I haven't really noticed like a noticeable size increase compared to when I was first recompiling DEU to make it run on the 286. Hey Jimmy Cleo, don't understand what you're saying, but do go on. Well, I have fixed the performance issues, and I'm just doing a short little 2-hour stream because it is 10 PM and I do need to go to bed in like 2 hours. But yeah, I have I have thankfully sorted out that issue that was giving me the fucking shits yesterday. Where when I would try to like merge like two like vertices, basically like two corners like in between walls. That's cool. Meanwhile, I'm dealing with a tropical storm over here. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to make sure I don't die. But yeah, no, it's, hopefully tropical storm doesn't fuck over your playset badly. I think it's finally past mine. That's good. So yeah, so for example, I'm just gonna do this now. Okay, so we have here our nice little thingy shit going on here. As every power outages every few minutes that went on for an hour. Ooh, damn. Damn, that's harsh. I don't really get weather that extreme down here in Melbourne. Usually like the worst thing is like it'll just like suddenly go like really cold for like whatever reason. Or you know, it will suddenly rain, but like not to the point of like tropical storms though. Holy shit. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do I'm just quickly set this up. So let's do this first. Whoops. So basically, you know, like you know, it was taking like about like 1 minute on like a 486 to do basically this, to move this right here, and it'll say like some vertices occupy the same position, you want to merge them into one. As soon as I press Y, so you know, when I had my last stream like a couple nights ago, doing this action right now would have taken a minute. Oh god, don't tell me it's memeing me now. Oh my god. I literally just tested this like fucking 10 minutes before I went live. Oh my god, don't you fucking meme on me, boy. Interesting. Okay, I'll try the 8088 build because that one should be more stable. That's weird because it was definitely working on E1M1 unless something's more fucky wucky with this. All right, well, I guess we'll see how we go with this. All right. Let's see. Yeah, they'll just literally like 15 minutes ago. 25 minutes ago even. Alright. Let's do this very quickly then. Let's do... I'll try using the 8088 one instead because I was noticing some like weirdly specific like issues only with the 286 build when I was testing on the 486, and also when I did some tests on the 286, but the 8088 build, so one for like the, you know, IBM XT, had no problems whatsoever, which is weird. Which is why I switched compilers in the first place, and then you know, I did another quick test. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it seems to be alright. So I was like, alright, we'll just see how we go with this then. Alright, so let's do this. I wonder if it's having a problem because of like a lack of Yo, hey Viddy, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Power. Alright, let's see. So hopefully, let's see. So hopefully it's not like Ball and Siege just like shitting itself again. Let's do this and Gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh my god. What the fuck? I swear to fucking god, I was testing this, like, I was literally testing this, like, literally 10 minutes before I went live. And, you know, with, like, E1M1, and it seems okay, but now, it's just randomly showing stuff again. Fuck me, alright. Alright. Once this DOSBox been, no, I was doing testing on this as well. What the fuck? I mean, I still have the old compiles, so from when I was using Ball and C3. So, all right, let's just go back to like E1M1, do the quick E1M1 test because I know that was like absolutely working. Unless it's gonna like mock me today. So we'll do this one first. Alright, let's... Alright, let's do this very quickly. Alright, so let's do 64 by 64. We'll do 16 by 16. Alright, so if I do this... Okay, so that works. See, I was not lying. It's working-ish. Okay, so if it passes E1M1, why is it not passing my map then? No, don't save. Oh yeah, it just randomly blows up, randomly blows up for some reason. Alright. We'll do the E2M7 test. The good old E2M7 test. Basically, so the E2M7 test was important because back in like the earliest versions like DEU, it was like a lot of trouble just to get this map to open because it is the largest map in like, you know, regular Doom when it comes to like, you know, line depth count, you know, vertice count, sector count, etc, etc. So what I'm gonna do, as you can tell, even then, it's like it's trying to maybe potentially, it may just like going for like, you know, everything in the like in the arrays for like a. Yeah, like lines, that kind of stuff, but yeah, it definitely takes longer you can move this one. So let's do this. Okay. Let's align this shit to the grid, if you don't mind. Okay. Let's do this again, 16, 16. So, by my theory, this should hopefully be stable enough to, like, you know, not blow up. Yeah, okay, so that's perfectly fine. Huh. So why is it not like P1s? Interesting. Yeah, so, alright, we'll, okay, so we'll load a PWAD, then we will attempt to do the exact same bloody thing. Basically just create a pillar somewhere, I don't know, like here, for example. Alright, so 64, 64. Alright, 16, 16. Alright, cool. So what if I do this now? Okay, it just works. Huh? Maybe there's like an issue with that. Maybe there's like some like wonky ass issue with that specific sector. Okay, so if we close out of it, we go back into it. All right, so let's actually okay, so that sector test worked in a larger area, but maybe it's having like issues with like this part here specifically. All right, so let's try this again. I bet you it's gonna like work now, and then you know, let's do 32 by 32. Let's do 16 by 16. Okay, well now it's starting to work for some reason. So cool. Okay, cool. I'm a bit perplexed as to why it like randomly crashed earlier. Okay, well it seems to be fine now. So I mean, yeah, it's creating a valid thing. I'm wondering. I'm wondering. Okay. I don't. 90 stuff moment. Yeah. Well, I mean, well, the whole reason why I switched from Ball and C 3.1 to like 4.52 was because the 8088 and the 386 builds I made had worked perfectly fine, but the 286 one, for some unknown reason, and all I did was just literally change like the CPU type. Yeah, to use like 286 instructions to like 386 instructions and or like 8088 instructions, but for some reason that one was just being wildly unstable. At like when testing on real hardware, but you know, obviously not on DOSBox because you know DOSBox is a simulator, not an emulator. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing here. So let's do 32, 32. Let's do 16, 16. Okay. It just works now? Huh? Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, video. That's why I pretty much just call DOSBox a simulator nowadays because like it does not remotely even it's not even remotely accurate for like you know for like speeds for like CPU speed sensitive stuff, which is kind of funny by itself. Merc. Ah, good old IRC. Those old good days of IRC. Hey, Darth Blaze, how's it going? Alright, what am I doing? That's alright. So I'm wondering if it's like crapping out because of the fact I had the sound initialized. Alright, so we got CT mouse, we got sound now, so I'm kind of curious if it was like that specifically that was causing issues. So if we do 286, even though the Soundbuster 16 like driver I'm using is not a TSR, so it does not stay in memory at all. It should just like execute and like you know go, and you know just be happy. So, all right. So what happens if we do this? First off, do we get our lovely? Oh yeah, we get our PC speakers. Oh yes. All right, cool. Now, the real question is, are you going to like blow off now, or are you happy now all of a sudden? Which kind of makes me slightly concerned. That it did like crap out in the first place. So let's just give us like one more time. Let me just. If I can words properly. Let's give us like one more shot. So let's do 32, 32, and Okay, and then 16, 16. Let's do this like full on properly, yeah. So you know, let's define the sector properties and whatnot. So 288, 32. I wonder if it's because of when it does video mode switching that it decides to randomly crap out. Alright, cool. Alright, so first off, let us get rid of the textures because I tend to set them up, you know, a bit more properly anyway. Alright, so are you going to blow up again this time? Cool! Okay. So it is crashing, so I'm not losing my mind, but it is pulling just random. It's definitely pulling out some randomly. That's definitely it. That is 100% an invalid like vertex number. I wonder what's causing it. Is it because I'm switching? Is it because I'm switching to? Between like video modes and whatnot. Kind of wondering about that. Yeah, hey Bio, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. So for those who just popped in, a couple of nights ago when I was you know doing some mapping on here, basically when I was like merging vertices, you know, when I was just like doing the simple task of just merging two vertices together, it was taking at the end of the stream I did a couple of nights ago, it was taking up to a minute to process merging two vertices. And it turns out the reason for that, when looking at the DEU source code, and my theory was correct when I was talking about it on stream, like on the last stream, and that is the code for some reason after it like merges vertices does a check for every line def in the map against every other line def that's in the map after merging two vertices to make sure that there's like no to basically make sure that there's like no, you know, vertices like no line defs overlapping. So that becomes horribly inefficient, right? Because say for example if a map has like, you know, 1800 lines, right? It will check, you know, like, you know, line 0 against like line, you know, 1799, then it'll do like, well, sorry. First it'll check line 0 against line 1, then line 0 against line 2, then eventually line 0 against line 1799, then it'll check line 1 against line 2, then line 1 against line 3, etc, etc, and then it'll just keep repeating until eventually it checks line, you know, 1798 against line 1799, for no particularly good reason at all. And I was doing some like benchmark comparisons when I did my first when I had my first success in like setting this all up. So on a 386, like, so using like E2M7 for example, if I was to create a sector, say just below the switch behind the red skull door, which basically, you know, opens up the exit and whatnot. So if I add a sector, like, you know, if I create like a sector just below that, and then I merge one of the vertices to the switch text to the switch to one of the vertices that has the switch. On a 386 like DX40, for example, it would take 41 seconds just to merge those two vertices. And then with my code to actually check the lines. Okay, so the funniest part about this is that DEU source code does actually contain within the function for this whole merging vertices stuff. It does actually contain code in the function, like an if statement to check if a line depth is connected to either one of the two vertices in question, or whatever vertices is being merged. But all it does with that if statement is just set a boolean to true, and that boolean is just used to determine whether it should actually be checking for whether it should be checking if line depths are occupying the same position or whatnot. So it's what the fuck, man? What the fuck, DEU team? Explain this. Intel does what the 10 don't. True. Alright, so let's do this again. Fuck, what was I doing before? Oh, that's right. I was theory crafting. Okay, now it's decided to... Now it's stuck in a loop or something. Huh? As far as I can tell, this source code, the changes I've done to the source code should be sensible. I don't know if it's Ball and C being a pile of shit. Being a compiler that doesn't conform to any C standards whatsoever, or whereabouts am I in regards to the map design? Correct for progress report. I'm working on it. That's all. That's the only report you get at the moment. I mean, that question's pretty, generic, at the moment. Okay, so if I do... So yeah, but see, the weirdest part was this issue was not the weirdest part was the fact that I was only having issues with the 286 version, the 286 compiled, the exe compiled the 286 instruction specifically. But not the 8088 one, which is kind of a bit wild and wacky. I'm still on layout, yes. I'm still working on layout at the moment. Obviously, because, I'm trying to draw sectors. Anyway, alright, so... Okay, alright, so if we do this, let's do that. So, okay, so that works. Okay, so then if I swap video modes... Ha! Okay. Interesting. So what's causing that then? Yeah, I saw the message on Discord. I've been busy with this. What the fuck, man? Okay, so I do have a copy of the source code on here, even though I don't have like ball and C on here. Because you know, my whole dev environment's a bit fucky wucky at the moment. So let's look at the. All right. Let's look at the source. So let's do objects.c. So. Of course, Fritos, you're completely useless. Alright, let's see, let's do this again. Okay. Alright, so yeah, that should be up to date. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's up. Alright, cool. Alright, so we have all this, right? So this is the C file in question that I've been focusing on for the past couple of nights, and yeah, I also did a little bit here, but yeah, on this one, but that's not important. Anyway, so basically a few things to take note of. Do we have a? No, we don't have a function. Did I not set up a? Did I not initialize? Oh, I didn't. Alright. Alright, let's set that up. Alright, cool. Alright, that should be better. There we go. Alright, cool. We got it. We have a. Alright, cool. We have a mouse pointer. Alright, cool. Now, so yeah, so this is objects.c. So first off, I've got a few things here. These I could probably like move these into the function themselves, but for some reason, oh, sorry, it's a boolean. So I could probably like move these into the boolean function, but these I think need to be like outside, and just like, you know, just locally defined in the like locally defined in this. I believe. Oh wait, hold on. Oh. Hold up. Oh, wait a second. It probably is crapping out because I haven't so I haven't like defined these in the main like header file. I wonder if that's what I wonder if that's what the issue is. And you know, it's probably just doing some like, you know, some like memory corruption or some shit like that. Yeah, okay, all right. I guess I do need to set up like a couple of like externs, like in the header file. So yeah, I think what I need to do, I think I need to move these two back into the function. So the function in question is, if I can find it. Okay, yeah, so first off, I just had to set this up like very quickly, which I saw was being used in like, you know, I saw that this part of code here was being used in for like being able to like load like the list of like, you know, like flats and textures and that kind of stuff. But here is the function itself in question. So we have like, yeah, so we have like bool auto merge vertices, all that kind of stuff as well. So I added these two lines here, just to do some memory freeing and whatnot. But basically what was happening. So first it would do the check. To check if the vertices, you know, if the vertices are kind of like, you know, overlapping, that kind of stuff. It does check every single vertice in the map. It checks it checks every vertice in the map against the vertice you have selected. So ref v is being the vertice you have selected. So basically what's happened is, you know, it does hold this. This is fine. I didn't change any of this. So basically from this point, you know, we got here, you know, got all this shit here. And then yeah, so I had to like add like these two lines, because they didn't exist. And basically what it does, like, you know, it checks like every line. So yeah, it goes for like every line, but it's like, you know, if this line def has like a starting point equaling, you know, this vertex, or a line def has an endpoint you know, equaling the vertex that you're moving. You know, all it did previously was it would just do that, right? But so I had to add these two lines in here. So basically, you know, line merge check, which is like an array, to like num line checks, equals, you know, the current line def. That it's detected as being part of like a vertex, and then increase the number of lines that have to be checked, you know, by 1. So yeah, that's all cool. Then further down here, so we've got all this stuff here, and then, you know, we've got all this kind of slightly messy stuff. But yeah, so basically this was this says like num line checks. So basically the variable had just above with the plus. Whereas like previously, like this was num line defs. Like both of these were both num line defs. So basically checking every single line def in the map, you know, exponential amount of times basically. Then these were just simply line defs, and then within the array check v, rather than so it would be like, you know, if v equals like, you know, 2 for example, then it'd be like, you know, line defs v, so it would be like the, you know, line def number 2. Whereas with this, with this whole like line merge check, it's basically using the array here, which I have defined, for, you know, what wants to actually check. So it is checking like an array within an array. But yeah, it seems to be okay. But I'm kind of wondering if the issue is because I don't have the ints in an extern, and it's probably doing some like memory corruption thing, because of like, you know, just see things. So this part here was to simply delete the line def. The only problem is we've just yeah, basically this line was just up here. But the problem with that was, if it was picking up multiple lines that have to be deleted. Say for example, if you're closing off, say for example you are closing off like a square. You're basically converting a sector inside a pillar, to merge like all the vertices out onto the pillar, and then you do like the last, and then you do like the last vertice where it's going to be merging, you know, 4 lines, because say you have like, you know, x, 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 and then you have like, you know, x, 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 x. So when you do like, when all like these ones have been like, you know, merged off, and then you do like the last one here, then it has to like, you know, it'll have like, you know, like a line here, and then, you know, like a line here, that kind of shit. So basically when it was like doing like this and then like merge into that, it would just like simply delete the line def index, but then it would delete the line defs like one at a time, while doing this like whole check again. So it basically was not keeping like a proper check of what lines to delete. Like it would just be like, okay, I will delete like line 490 for example, but it would not cater for the fact that, you know, every line after 490 will drop by 1. So if it does need to like merge, like if it does need to like delete like at least like 2 lines, then it'll suddenly have like an off by 1, off by 2, off by 3. Basically like that will just like basically just compound into like, you know, deleting like random lines, or, you know, within the map if you have like stuff, you know, like out of order and whatever, you know. So I basically have to do like all this crap basically here. So, you know, we basically have make sure to yeah. So if the number of like, so basically I have to like, actually like delete, specific lines rather than, basically delete like specific lines rather than, all the lines. And then, basically just like merge them all in descending order. So if it was previously determined to delete lines, 490 and like 495, instead of just deleting 490 and then 495, regardless of like what they were, it instead deletes 495 and then 490. So it does delete now delete the lines in descending order. Which is good because it means it's like no more like off by one issues and whatnot. But yeah, I think what I need to do is I need to do like a slight rearrangement here. I'm going to do this on my Windows PC because 286 is going to be way too slow to compile. But basically what I need to do is I need to move these back into the function because I don't believe they need to be there. I think that was just there because I was getting like randomized memory corruptions. And then these need to stay, but I need to define them in the header files, which I don't think I've done in the main header file, which is this one in question right here. So basically I need to define because I don't know if it was like extern like ints and that kind of stuff. So I think I just need to set that up in this, and I think that should prevent the initial memory issues I was having here. All right. So with that in mind, I'm gonna just quickly fix this up. So let's do an A-byte. yeah, it's C code. I was so pissed off. I was so angry. I was so like agitated with how slow like DEU was going when trying to merge vertices. Because basically what was happening, what is happening in the DEU source code, and also this is a piece of code that has not been changed at all in any version of DETH that I found like the source code for. So basically this block of code is like basically being untouched, in between like mid 1994 for like DEU 5.21 and like late 1998 for like DETH like 4.24. So basically what happens is that when you like merge like vertices and you tell it to actually merge a vertice, it will then check every single line def that exists in the map. It will then check every line def in the map against each other. So if it was like so if it was like 1800 lines, it would check line 0 against line 1, line 0 against line 2, line 0 against line 3, etc, line 0 against line 1799. Then it will go check line 1 against line 2, line 1 against line 3, etc, until it finally gets to checking line 1798 against 1799. Now, like anyone who has like half of like an inclination of like coding would know. Yeah. It would basically do that. Rick, so how's it going? Well, it's sort of like that. I mean, but yeah. So. But the funniest part was there is code in the DEU source code to actually check when which line defs are actually connected to the vertex to the vertices that are being merged. But all it does, it just sets a boolean to true, and if that boolean is set to false, by default within the function, it just skips the whole line def check. So it's like, well, why? Why is there an if statement that just literally sets a boolean to not skip the line def check? Like what? Why? For what purpose? So I decided to actually make use of that if statement by creating like another arrow. And then instead of having the code check every single fucking line def, it will only check the line defs in the array. So instead of having to check like 1800 lines, if it was like say like if it was like 2 lines on each of the vertices. It will only check 4 lines instead of fucking, you know, 1,800 lines against each other. It only check 4 lines against each other. You know, that's like, what, I don't know, like 16 like checks instead of, you know, 1,800 times 1,800, yeah, 1,800 to the power 2 basically, or whatever. Yeah, hey Naps, Boolean. What is a very large line depth? Thankfully it does not matter because all it cares about is what lines are connected to the vertex, to the merged vertex, I should say. So if there was 2 lines on, like, you know, 2 vertices and they got merged, and then it only checked like 4. It does not care about the length of the line. It does not care about the length of the line. All it cares about is the is whether like, you know, a vertice, basically all it cares about is what lines are connected to the vertex. Oh yeah, I did. Except I think yeah, no, okay. How about this bite? So to give it like a bit of an example, so E2M7. If I was to create like a sector, like outside the map, let's say outside the switch behind the red skull door, right? Because that is like one of the higher like line depth numbers. That switch specifically is like, you know, 1,600 out of 1,800 or something. That I was able to easily find. So if I create a sector like below, like, you know, just like outside the switch on the map, and then I merge a vertice from that newly created sector onto that switch wall, on a 3d6 dx40, it would take 41 seconds just to merge those 2 vertices. With my new code, it basically does it in, like, I don't know, like a third of a second, basically. But yeah, did I miss everything? So I've been like ranting a fair bit, and I need to fix up a fuck up, which I think I've done, because I didn't define, because I didn't do like an extern in like the header file, so I think it's like blowing up because of that. So we just need to fix that up basically. And also, I think I need to like move a couple of like variables back to which I did have them like in the C file in question, just like at the root of the C file, and just move them back into the function. Okay, cool. So let's do that. Then I need to I'm sorry that I'm not like actually showing like the code changes I'm doing, but like my whole setup's like really fucking just fucking made up, whatever. Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. All right, let me just very quickly sort this out. Then I'm gonna do like a quick and dirty recompile, and then I'm gonna test it on here to see if it'll actually work. So let's do extern. All right, cool. So what's it currently set to? What's the make file currently set to? 88 instructions, perfect. All right, cool. This should be. Speaking of quick and dirty, remember that Win32 lean and mean define? Lean and mean define. I've heard it mentioned somewhere. I'm just trying to remember where it was exactly. But yeah, basically, I've learned like a fundamental lesson, and that is you cannot trust DOSBox to be reliable for like doing any kind of like testing, like any like dev environment kind of thing. It's quick and dirty, and I mean that in like in the worst way possible. It basically just kind of like really drives even more forward. That okay, that's definitely changed the size. All right. Okay. All right. Let's. I'm just gonna very quickly turn off my computer. Turn off this 286. I am going to plug in the memory cards for Windows 7, and I'm just gonna copy this like exe disable, set them up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It was quick and yeah, it was basically like quick and dirty enough to like, you know, get it to like. It looked fine on the surface, but yeah, I started like noticing problems when I actually used my 486 as like as a quick test. And I was like, oh shit. Actually, speaking of, hold on. Before that, don't mind me. You might hear. All right, cool. Don't mind me. I'm just doing some very quick like off street like, you know, oh well, I mean, I could just you know what? I've got a better idea. How about this? Oh wait, no, I haven't restarted OBS in a while. Fuck. Pretty sure the camera's not gonna work. Alright, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Alright, x86 box. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. F for DFS. Oh yeah, shit. Oh my god, why? Why am I? Wow, okay. Alright, to be fair, I've been doing like a fair amount of like file transfers, you know, mass file transfers. I could just be doing like through FTP. Instead I'll be like, you know, more efficient. Yeah, fuck it, I'll just do that. Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Vinny, about like, you know, I have an FTP server on the Windows PC I've been doing like this dev work on. I mean, just copy from that instead, hey. Alright. Alright, tell you what, but while I'm here, no, I don't know, it looks functional, I guess. Anyway, alright, so, yeah, I've already copied the file, so I'm also just, do this very quickly. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's good. All right, cool. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, I got it. I got the Ethernet plugged in. All right, cool. All right, just a couple of little settings I need to do on my CMOS. You know, because I don't never keep a battery on this, CMOS battery on this. All right. Yes, we need mouse. Okay, so let's do this quick little go in here. I do DEU test. Perfect. It is compiled for 8088 instructions. So hopefully it should okay. So I think it should be easy enough to reproduce if I do 286 low-v.wad e11. Okay. So basically, so it was basically just as simple as just if I recall correctly, it was just as simple as basically doing, let's create a 32 by 32 here. That's looking good. There we go. 16 by 16. Okay, cool. So let's, oh wait, no, yeah, that's perfect. Got you. Okay. That's all I need to do. Let's set this to nothing. Okay, this looks happier now. So far. Alright, let's do... Let's go a little bit let's go a little bit more dangerous, chat. If I can actually click stuff, there we go. I've got a feeling, I'm not exactly sure if it's like having like the same issue where it's just like, oh wait, hold on, I don't need it. I don't know if it's like a Borland, if it's like a Borland like C issue or something like that, but well, that ain't correct. Hello? 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 Okay, that's also fucked. Oh well, at least this time we have an FTP set up. Well, sorry, I've got a network connection set up so I can do FTP. Alright. Why is this breaking, I wonder? Well, this is breaking a different way now, so... I guess I should just use like ints instead of unsigned ints, I guess. Oh, don't worry. This is my little silly this is my like attempt to like, you know, try and fix the severe performance issues I was having a couple nights ago, to the point where it pissed me off and I just refused to like I just refused to like do any further mapping until like until I fix this myself, because taking 1 minute just to merge like two vertices was getting a little bit stupid, personally. What if I just keep all those instances like signed? Maybe that's why it's maybe that's why it's having issues. Yeah. I mean, it's not like I really need them to be unsigned anyway. It's like no specific reason I need them to be unsigned. So, all right. So now I have to recompile again. How are we doing? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good at my like initial tests. Well, I mean, I'm optimistic at the moment, I should say. Because while I have fixed the performance issue, well, while I believe I have fixed the performance issue, there is some fucky-wucky behavior going on, basically. Which I assume is memory, like memory potentially being, you know, not being handled properly, I'm guessing. Alright, cool. Compiled? Alright, cool. So, let us, do this. Let's do this. Yes, that. Nice host name. That'll work. Anyway, alright, so then I have to like copy this into the FTP. Fuck, what's the IP address for this again? Ah, yeah, I've already got it here. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's do Doom at 8088, DEU 521 del DEU test.exe FTP 192.168.128. Okay. There we go, that's more like it. Less fucking around with, you know, like disconnecting my compact flash card because breaking habits basically. Is DEU open source? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, yes. Effectively, yes. The fact that DEU was open source is the whole fucking reason why there was so many goddamn map editors in 994 and so forth. And oh yeah, once that could, you know, be functional. Okay, so just remember, basically mapping for Doom got to where it was because of DEU. This crusty motherfucker of a thing. Okay, so oh, that's right. I changed stuff from like unsigned ints to signed ints. And I did not see any I did not see any warnings on the compiler, so you know that's a promising sign. I like it when there's like no warnings. That's means no, way after like 3.5 years after the last version of DEU. Okay, so basically, not really, but all right. So let's do this. He did with Wolfenstein 3D, and the source code for Wolfenstein 3D was released in 995. So that was still after the first version of DEU that was capable of making custom levels, which was from like end of March, like 994. So, okay, so that should hopefully be enough to like, you know, reproduce any potential like fucky-wucky issues going on. So, okay, so if I do this, did we get like any promising signs? Well, it's still breaking, but yeah, it's still doing weird shit. One of it's because I don't have this like array set up properly, or I do have code set up to free the. Oh, maybe I need to do free file memory instead of the free memory thing. Maybe that's what's causing the issue. Alright, so if I do... So if I do this instead, then I recompile. While that's happening, let us set up Ethernet. Cool. Then I'm going to... Yep, cool. Alright, it's done. Alright, let's also get mouse as well. Alright, let's do Doom at 8088, DEU521. Let's delete the exe. Let's do 192.26, I think it was. No, it was 28, wasn't it? It was 28, alright, I was off by 2, not too bad. Okay, so 28, so... Okay. Okay, so I think it could be possible that the issue was it was trying to basically try to free a near pointer when it should be like doing a freeing like a far pointer instead. I think. I'm just gonna say this ahead of time. I've basically been just like learning this stuff, like effectively like relearning this stuff, like on the go more or less. All right. So first off, if we do this, let's set that to like, I don't know, that for example. Okay. Okay. That did create a valid two-sided line, so that's looking good. Okay. So what if they do this? Well, son of a bitch. Maybe statically creating an array of like 256 entries might be... Maybe I can just like bring that number down a bit. Like, I mean, I went with like 256 entries because I was like, well, you know, maybe that might be like a vertex that has like 256 lines attached to it, but maybe we don't need that many. Maybe we can like bring that number down to like 16 or something. Well, we'll do 32. We'll do 32. That should be slightly more reasonable. All right. So if I move it inside the function and then I like this giant mouse cursor. Hell yes. All right. Then I'm. 32, alright. Alright, alright, let's try recompiling. Trying to give... No. I am trying to fix... Well, no. I'm trying to basically avoid it blowing up like this whenever I switch between like, you know, modes, for example. So I think if I keep it like within itself. I'm while you're playing I'm forcing the behave like a still controlling software wording. Yeah, absolutely. I kind of like suspected that it had something to do with that. And I totally appreciate that, like that whole like aesthetic to it. Alright, let me no, that's the wrong. Jesus, why have I got so much shit open? That's what I'm after. Alright, let's do tests. Alright, cool, that's definitely... Is that some Cousins Rift? Hell yes. That satisfies me greatly. Okay. Alright, let's do mana 8088, do 521. Let's... The magic number is not a free 2. Alright, so FTP 192, 28. Origin 4 bytes, that's looking good. Cool, yeah, that's looking different. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's do... Are any Doom map editors written in fucking Turbo Pascal? Not that I'm aware of off the top of my head. Not that I'm aware of off the top of my head. Well, at least like, nothing I've seen source code for. I mean, Pascal is surprisingly potent for like a language. I mean, you know, it's not terribly difficult to do like, you know, inline assembly on it, so. Okay, so Port Doom to Visual Basic. Oh Jesus, no. Ooh. I've got better things to do in my life, like try to make DEU run at accessible speed on a 286. Those are my real priorities right here, you know. Okay, so hey, that's looking better. Okay, so moving everything back into the function seems to be a bit more promising. I know, right, Viddy. I know, right, Viddy. You're 100% right. I should be answering the question once and for all that's been asked, like in 18 of the past, like roughly like 18 of the past like 22 streams I've been doing of this, like 286 mapping. That is, can you run Doom on a 286? Let's answer that question finally. That's looking promising. All right. Anyway, I'm going to stop shit posting for like. The fuck's that line? Whatever. It went away after. Huh? Huh? Okay. Okay. This is totally. Here we go. Yeah, Cheese Whiz. Thanks for the raid. How's it going? Okay. I see. Okay. It did. Okay. So it did corrupt itself. Just not the way that was unexpected. Hello, raiders. I am Dieter. I like to fucking break shit. That's all you need to know at the moment. Also, fucking PS1 Doom moment. Normal texture, level F, upper texture, able to, lower texture, use this. What the fuck did I do to the map? What am I doing? Okay. Okay, so... So I have been trying to fix that performance issue I was having with like where it's like taking like forever to like merge vertices, because as I correctly predicted, when I was talking about it last stream, when it does like merge vertices, it does check every single line def in the map against every other line def in the map. So, you know, you have like, n to the power of 2 basically, more or less. Like, line def checks that it does. So I have fixed that up. Well, let's just say quote unquote fix for the time being, because, this is still clearly a work in progress when actually testing this on real hardware, as opposed to DOSBox, being like, yeah, this is fine. Because who knew actually testing on a real hardware will actually have some implications that just don't exist in DOSBox, like how memory is actually handled. I mean, wait states and that kind of stuff. So the DEU code was definitely checking every single line def against each other on the map when merging 2 vertices, which was clearly redundant. But the best part about it though is that there was actually hold on. I'll show it off right now actually. I'll show it off right now actually. Just to kind of like really bring home like how stupid this is. So we got the source code here. Okay, well I mean this is not like up to date like this part here. So looking at the old source code here, we have where are we? A little bit further down. Do I like maths? No, not really. I should be just searching for auto merge. There we go. Okay, cool. So basically this is the function in question for when like vertices get merged and whatnot. So you know you have all this crap here and so forth and so forth and so forth and so forth, and you know you have all this, right? So basically this is the original. So this is the unmodified DEU source code, and here are the two offending lines that caused all this problem in the first place, all these like performance issues in the first place. This shit right here. It basically, so you know, num line defs is is clearly like an integer for the amount of like line defs that exist in the map. So for some reason it just does this shit. Yeah, exactly. It's just yeah, good O M to the power of yeah, and then you know it just simply deletes like the lines in question, right? Huh. Anyway, just finished a favorite game of mine, which is conflicting with a bit of the fact my favorite is Demon Pile. I don't understand that. The last. Wow, damn! What game is it? Sorry, I did forget. Also did forget. Let me give you a shout out as well. Sorry, I've been sidetracked. I've been sidetracked with like crashing and burning hard. I think I've only got it set to like VIPs and like mods to be able to do it. So I'll just I'll do it myself. It's okay. All right. In retro. Ooh. All right. I'll also do that as well. I wasn't even aware that you were. I didn't even realize that you streamed in the first place. I'm gonna. Actually, in the Great Rescue, Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive is the wrong part of the world. Cool. Okay. All right. You know. Can I? Is it possible for me to like ban all Americans from chat? I paid money to get that. True. I'm just gonna shoot you a follow before I forget. There we go. Damn, too easy. Twitch request region bans, please. Twitch, please Twitch. I wanna. Okay, is it possible to ban everyone in the NTSC region? Will that like help a little bit? I don't know. So yeah, basically, yeah. These two lines are just Japan uses NTSC for. Is it an acceptable trade-off? Also being to ban Americans and Canadians. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not exactly sure what's... Okay. You know what? I might as well just experiment and just see what happens. So what if, well, probably don't, yeah, probably don't need those anymore, huh? The only thing probably. I guess like the only thing I could try doing is so it could be just possible that the way I've got like the array set up is just incorrect because it's just a basic. Well, right now it's just a basic int, you know, like array, like variable name, and you know, just defined with like 32 things. Maybe it doesn't like that. I don't know. I do have things set up in the function to free like the memory for like those things, but I don't know if it's like actually free or not. Anyway, all right, so I've done another thing. So I've done another compile. So let's do that. Also, while I'm at it, I'm also grab this as well. Copy that into. Okay. All right. So we're doing FTP 192.128. Hold on. FTPs is case sensitive. There we go. Yes, overwrite. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's try this again. Alright, so 286 low beta 1. But yeah, so when it does work, but so I have like effectively I think I have. I mean, like I have at least like figured out the performance issue, and I've figured out enough to fix the performance issues. But now there's like some, what I'm assuming is memory overriding itself issues. I'm kind of like not sure why it's doing that. Now, admittedly, I am a total dumbass when it. Huh? Okay, there we go. May have just not been picking up properly there. Alright. Now, admittedly, I am a bit of a dumbass when it comes to like C coding. Basically, let's be real, I just don't know what I'm doing. I kind of like, I can understand code well enough to get a bit of an idea of what's meant to be happening. But you know, that's not necessarily always the truth. Alright, okay, alright, still looking good so far. Okay, so far, still so good, yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, it's still not blowing up. Alright, cool. Alright, let's actually do some like actual like line def merging. Let's see what happens there. Okay. Alright, so far so good. Okay. Have I finally fixed it? Oh shit, have I actually done it? Okay, okay. So far so good. So far so good. This is looking okay so far. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything like blatantly wrong going on here. It wasn't blowing up severely hard like it was even like a couple of nights ago, which I think may have been because I was using Boiling C 3.1, now using 4.52. Okay, I think we may have finally got somewhere with this. I think. Alright, so I guess like the final. I guess I just keep doing this. And just kind of see where it like leads to, I guess, eventually. But it does appear to be stable now. But most importantly, it's no longer taking a whole goddamn hour. I was about to say hour, whole goddamn minute just to merge two vertices. Which, you know, is a good positive sign at the very least. How do I compile it on a different machine? Yes. Don't know if I. Oh, okay. Okay. Kinnikos. So using that same E2M7 example. So you know, if I open up like E2M7 in DEU, I create a sector just outside where the switch is behind the red skull door in E2M7. Then I join a vertice from the new sector onto the switch. If I did it on an IBM XT, you know, good old classic 8088 at 4.77 megahertz with a 8087, with the you know, the standard you know, like the baseline DEU, it would take 18 minutes and 13 seconds just to merge those two vertices. With the very like preliminary code I had like last night, it was doing the exact same thing in 7 seconds before the screen redraws. So going down from like 18 minutes and 13 seconds on a fucking XT down to 7 seconds, it sounds like a pretty goddamn good improvement if you ask me personally. To really blow it out of proportion, just like how bad the how badly like optimized you know, that code really was. But hey, it looks like it's actually working. I think I may have like finally set up this function properly. It took like, you know, a few attempts here and there, but yeah. All right, let's So currently this compile is set for 8086 instructions. So I'm kind of wondering if I do a compile of like 286, if it's gonna work properly. Alright, tell you what, before we attempt to save, because I'm still like a little bit still slightly antsy. But we're just going to enforce a I'm just gonna do that. Just to be on the safe side. Because, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, if I make changes to the file, you know, like I edit it and whatnot. If I edit it and then save changes, I want to make sure that it doesn't corrupt the whole goddamn thing. All right, so let's do a little quick little test here, right? Didn't even name it .back. I mean, well, I mean, okay, well, I mean, it does save it as .back. Like it does, like DEU does actually save a backup as .back. So I didn't want it to like overwrite the backup file. I mean, I'm gonna be like a little bit extra cautious, you know. It's especially considering like how this like stream's kind of like gone so far. So yeah, it's already doing that. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the forgiveness. All right, let's just do a little bit of that. Okay, then to make sure that the code. Alright, whatever. We'll just do that. That'll make it happy. Okay, so let's do that, and let's just change the the flat textures at the very least, minimally. Also, while it's happening, I'm just gonna very quickly do something in the background. Just 1 second. Let's just do. Okay, I'm just basically just gonna attempt quick and dirty like recompile of the original source code because unfortunately the official binaries for DEU require 386 instructions, so obviously not going to work on this 286, alright? Alright, so I guess if we do this like enough times, that should be like sufficient for like what we want to do here, right? Yeah, so basically to switch between the whole texture and the flat browser, both of those at the same time. Here we go. Oh wait, no, sorry. Alright, okay. I had to press Y twice because it had 2 prompts. Anyway, alright, so let's do this. Yes, that's fine. Yes, that's fine. Yes, that's fine. Okay. So let's do that. Okay, cool. So it has saved, and I'm pretty sure. yeah, because I like her. Okay, cool. So it has renamed the original .what to .back, because I can tell the timestamps are the same there. When I was streaming for 9 hours, goddamn. And that's also done that successfully. All right, cool. That's cool. Alright, so let's just make sure that, when I load it and, open it up, I'm not gonna see like an explosion of like lines all over the place. Hey, that's looking good. That's looking good. Hell yeah. Alright. Oh yeah. Don't want any mistakes in the code. Fatal code error. The line def explodes out of your computer and impales you. Well, yeah. I mean, we've found some. Yeah, the last real one is like all those lines you saw like when you came in. Like I don't want any of those in particular to like impale me like out of nowhere. That's a look. Line def related like workplace accidents are far more common than you think. Just thrown out there. I have been a victim of being pinned down by a line def. Frank's most game out of the last loose. Exactly. Okay, cool. So yeah, no, that's looking good. That's looking good. All right. So now the final little thing I want to do very quickly. So I'm gonna assume that's gonna be good. So oh, so I didn't need to do that. All right. So this was DEU8088.exe. Okay. So that's right. I need to get into the habit of going through doing like FTP instead of disconnecting instead of turn off the computer, turn off this 286, pulling out a compact flash, plugging it into my Windows 7 PC and doing all that kind of stuff. Less sneaking it, more sitting on my ass, just talking shit, I guess. Anyway, will this be my final map? Oh, as in like the final map section? No, that would be no. This is the second last one. This is the second last one. Sorry, hold on. Let me properly rephrase that. It is the second last one that will have like any kind of like significant amount of like, you know, mapping done to it. The very last one will be like the very end of the map, like the last section of the map after you've completed like the main gameplay loop of like all these like 9 map sections. Then there'll be a final 10th one, and I'll be doing that in a Windows 3.1 editor. One which I'm pretty sure has never been used for like any actual maps that have been uploaded to games because it's such a, it has to be the most useless map editor I've ever seen in my entire life. Called GDR Edit. Anyway, alright, so I love it, it's so unique. Okay, let me say this. At least, yeah, look. People may like, you know, shit on, shit on like DEU, or you know, be all funny about it and whatnot. But at least it is actually, you know, a functional. It's actually a fairly functional map editor, all things considered. Yeah, GDR Edit. The GDR could stand for, I would get banned for it. Oh boy. Alright, so finally, oh yeah, hold on. One more thing I want to do as well. I do want to recompile this with like, you know, 286 instructions to make sure this all works properly. So I need to do this and do. Yo, Otto, what's going on? But yeah. Unfortunately, like this, yeah. I'm basically using my PC that's connected to my TV to do the recompile and that kind of stuff. Which is why, you know, you can't really see much what's going on. Is TWOGERS ready yet? No, I'm. Otto. This is how. Okay, Otto. This is how dedicated I am to committing to this shitpost, okay? To this shitpost map, okay? I have been modifying the source code for DEU to fix up a very critical performance issue. That is how fucking dedicated I am to this whole shitpost. That I am actually fixing up a fucking map editor from 994 so that I don't go fucking insane trying to use it. Because sitting around for a solid minute, I even counted when I was like near the end of the last stream, to merge 2 vertices. It should not take 1 minute to merge 2 vertices. So basically what happens in the source code, Ardo, is that it decides to when it like merges like the vertices, it decides to basically check every single line def that exists on the map, even though there is a bit of the code to actually detect when the line, if there's like any line defs that are connected explicitly to the vertices that are being merged. The DEU source code and also subsequently DETH, which is the continuation of DEU, doesn't do anything with that simple check of, you know, which line defs are like connected to the vertices. But no, instead it checks every single fucking line def that exists in the map against each other, to check if there's any line defs that need to be merged after merging vertices. Which is kind of stupid because, you know, it basically means if if it's like, you know, 1800 lines, for example, it's gonna be doing, I don't know, like, more or less, but not quite, 1800 to the power, it's more or less doing like 1800, like, squared, checks, instead of just only checking, say, I don't know, if it was like 2 lines or like 2 vertices, it doesn't just check like those 4 lines. No, it will against each other. No, it will check 1800 like lines against all the other like lines that exist on the map, which makes this like super fucking slow. Like, you know, obviously the more map data, the slower it's gonna get, which is kind of really fucking stupid. All right, so I'm just gonna finally copy that. All right, cool. All right, so. Yeah, so I fixed it because it was pissing me off. Because I did not like sitting around 1 minute just for like two vertices to merge when. So yeah, I decided to fix it up and implement it like properly. Well, I think I've implemented it properly now. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I can fuck around for like half an hour after this. To show you an example of what I mean, right? To show you a quick example of what I mean. So this is with the original with the original DEU source code. So if I was to let's say zoom in here. Oh, actually, I actually did fix 2 things. So the first one was obviously the vertex merging code. But another thing I also fixed as well is that in the original code, whenever you drag stuff along, it will always redraw the entire screen every single time. I did a very quick and dirty hack to not redraw when I'm dragging stuff unless I scroll along the map. So I'm just gonna sit here right now, and right now it is merging the vertice. Now it started at the 25-second point, at the 25-second mark on the song. So pay close attention just directly above the poog face, and just wait until you see how long it takes until it actually finally will pop up saying, "Oh hey, there's some line deaths that like interpose against each other or whatever." So remember, the magic number is 25 seconds. How long is it gonna take just to merge these 2 vertices? So this is the original. This is the original DEU source. This is the original DEU code. Pay close attention to this now, and also you know the time to the side there. So. So here we go. Still going. We've gone over a minute now. There we go. So it took 1 minute and 4 seconds just to ask if I want to merge line defs. So we're gonna do it yet. And that is oh, god damn it. And that was what basically was happening by the end of the last stream I did like a few days ago. So I have been literally spending like yesterday night and tonight basically doing this instead. So here is the new code that I've done for this. So once again, it's still roughly the same performance here and there. You know, that's fine and all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's enable the grid. Let's go to this. Okay. So I'll do this, and now when I drag the mouse pointer around, it doesn't redraw. I mean, like, I'm not gonna do it to like DEU. I'd rather do it to like DETH, to the DETH code rather than DEU. But I want to implement the partial like line redrawing that Deep had. So anyway, so let's click here, and I'm gonna press Y right about now, 5 seconds, and there we go. Like it took like what, a second to ask. Instead of taking a minute and 4 seconds like it did, now it's taking like just 1 second. to ask if I want to like merge line depths on this 286. So in between like skipping what I feel are unnecessary like redraws of the map when I'm dragging stuff around, because you know I have a grid I can work with here. All I have to do is just like move it to like a like move a vertex like a somewhere near the grid and it'll be fine, because it is snapping the grid. But also the fact it's no longer taking like a minute just to like merge this, I can just do this like straight away now. Means that when I continue the stream tomorrow, I'm not going to be losing my fucking hair over this. I'm not going to be wanting to like pull my hair out, waiting for shit to happen basically. Yeah, I'll take that. That's better than I'll take that. That's a win for me. So anyway, let's see. It's 11:48 now. It's 11:48 p.m. Let's I don't know. Let's just like mess around with this like half an hour to see how this goes, like stability wise. Because I feel like we're pretty good with this now. Hopefully good with this now. Mouse clicks seem to be a little bit wonky still. Okay. So I was using the 8088. Sorry, the 8088. I was using the 8086 instruction compiled one earlier. Now I'm using the 286 one, the one that's compiled for 286 instructions. So, which is how I first noticed the issue that I was having, like with it, like crapping out earlier and whatnot. So hopefully this should be a lot more better now. All right, so we have proper two-sided. Yeah, we have a proper sector. Our sector is properly closed. That's looking good. All right, let's maybe up there. God, this feels so much better. This feels so much better. This already feels like so much better that it doesn't have to like redraw whenever I'm dragging where it doesn't have to redraw the whole fucking screen when I'm dragging a vertice around. Like I'm personally happy with like that. I'm okay with that. Oh, this feels so much better now. Oh my god. It's like I can map it. It actually feels like, honestly, considering this is running on a 286 at 24 megahertz, this is actually pretty fucking fast. I mean, it's still slow when it has to like redraw the whole map, the whole screen, but yeah, I'll take my W's where I can get them. All right, the sector merging is still a bit dodgy, but yeah, that's okay. I'm not too fussed with that. I can always fix that. But no, it's looking good. It's looking good. Like, I'm not seeing anything like blatantly blowing up or anything. Okay, I think I may have like finally stabilized the code now. Well, I might be counting my chickens a little bit too early, but it's much better than like it was like constantly blowing up earlier. So, I'll take that. All right, so we need you to be 214. Cool. Let's also. I don't need the grid on when I'm doing like basic stuff. So yeah. This is so much better. Oh god, I can actually this is actually usable now. Like I can actually use. It feels so good. It feels so good, chat. I'm in a much better mood after a couple of nights ago. All right, let us zoom in. That should be good enough. Ah shit, I didn't mean to change the grid size. I was meant to display the grid. So changing the grid size is G and displaying the grid is H. So kind of accidentally fat fingered there. All right, so let's do this. 32. Let's see, we're okay, so it's still doing the same issue that it had yesterday on the last stream. Hmm. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so it's still it's still having the same issue that was happening on the last stream. Like especially near the end of the last stream when whenever I was trying to do like work, which is like blow up like this. Okay, that's fine. I wonder if it's an issue specifically to the 286 instruction, the build of the 286 instructions rather than the 8088 one. Obviously, I can't use the 386 one because, you know, this is not a 386 CPU. If I try to run it, it'll just complain, it'll just invalid opcode, just, you know, crash, but that's okay. Alright, so let's see, how's this gonna go? I probably don't need the grid for now. Especially because I know where, you know, this stuff is, so. Okay, but yeah, so that was that had blown up when I created the sector. And I noticed that it was having that issue. Yeah, I don't know what's causing that one exactly. That one's a bit of a weird one. I've got a feeling it may be just potentially just needing to like allocate memory for some reason. With regards to like when I'm creating a new sector, like it needs to like reallocate memory or like something like that, and maybe just like messing up there. If that's the case, that might be a bit of a pain to work around. I mean, there could be like a few solutions to that, but I'm not sure if it's going to be like entirely foolproof though. But we'll try this. Alright, I'll turn on the grid this time. So let's put your... Huh. Interesting. That did not trigger even though I was meant to. Because normally, yeah, oh wait, no. I think no. I think it only triggers when you're moving the... Yeah, no, yeah. So I think okay, yeah. So there is like another trigger in the merge like vertice code, for when you like move like a vertice like across a line. Oh, sorry, directly onto a line, I should say. But I'm guessing like, but yeah, I think that particular part of the code only pays attention to the vertice that you're moving and not like any other vertice that exists. Yeah, which is okay. Alright, so let's do this. Oh, whoops. Anyway. Okay, cool. So there's the setup properly. Alright, so you need to be set to 214. You need to be set to second side def. Oh, whoops. Yeah, we can set a second possible. Why not? While I'm here, get rid of right for those. It doesn't actually delete the side defs. Maybe that's why. Oh, maybe that's why it's crashing, because it tries to like maybe that could be potentially why I was corrupting earlier, because wait, but hold on, but I have done the same thing where I've like deleted like side defs, like the back side defs, and it didn't like corrupt previously. You know some music? Here's an epic fail. All right, let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's kind of that's a good representation of me at the moment. All right, so what happens if I like do a save? Because I think that may clear up like redundant like side def information. Hopefully. All right, so let's try this again. Just a simple. Okay, so it blows up there. Interesting. Well, it's a good thing I saved just before that. So, so that was happening on the 8088 and both the 286 builds. Interesting. All right. I've got a feeling that maybe like a bigger issue which I can't fix, or rather, I'm not going to spend the time trying to like fix it. The main reason why I did this like whole performance fix in the first place, and that whole like complete like corruption of the map issue was happening on the previous stream, so that's definitely not, well, that's definitely not something which I've caused. But yeah, I'm not gonna really like investigate like why it's like blowing up when it does, when it was triggering that. Mostly because if I want to, like, I basically wanted to focus on like the performance issues that was like really driving me mad. I would rather work on the source code for DETH rather than work on the source code for this. You catch my drift? Okay. Yeah, so, okay, yeah, so it hasn't blown up. Yeah, okay. I've got a feel, yeah, I have a feeling it may be related to deleting, yeah, I have a feeling like it may be corrupting because it's, if I say, for example, like create a sector and a sector, and then I want to like merge like the lines from the sector and sector to the main sector itself, it will then say like, like if I want to like create like a sector and sector here, and I want to like merge a line from that sector onto like this one here, it will turn this into a two-sided line. So then I have to get rid of the second side def, that kind of stuff. Well, kind of get rid of it, but not really. I've got a feeling that when that happens, and then I try to create a new sector, that's when it blows up. That's my theory about why that particular issue was happening. Because I was encountering that like a few times on the last stream. So, and I'm pretty sure like I think I was like replicating that like more or less. So, anyway, all right. So we got 368 for this. Free 36. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, whatever. 192. Alright, so let's do floor 6-2. You know what? I think I'll. Against potentially, possibly butter judgment, we might go out this for like another half an hour at the very least. Yo, Mac. Hello, good morning. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So Mac, I have oh yeah. As I said in your stream, I have fixed the performance issues. There was actually a fair bit more work I had to do to get this like up to like to kind of like properly fix this, and I think I have like properly fixed it, so I'm kind of happy with where it is at the moment. So I think if I do like a little bit of this. Oh yeah, I'm super. Yeah, I'm really happy with this because yeah, previously, basically for the very simple task. Let's set this up. Yeah, that's good enough. So if I wanted to like move this vertex here onto this one to merge them together. So previously it would take, in fact I did it like just early in the stream. It would take 1 minute and like 4 seconds just to like merge these two vertices together. Now, if I press Y, it just does it like pretty much like instantly instead of having to sit around for like a whole minute. So I'm really happy with the fact that it's running at a much more acceptable speed. Another thing this map editor was doing on the last stream is that if I drag this around, it would constantly redraw the screen. I've done a bit of a dirty hack. What was the deal that was taking so long before? Okay, cool. All right, so with the Doom engine, basically for basically like sake of argument, the geometry of the Doom engine is line based. So and basically you know vertices are basically what connects like lines together. You know, it can be two lines, and it can be like two lines connected together, or it could be like multiple like lines. So, like say this vertex here has like 3 lines connected to it, right? So whenever I try to like merge like 2 vertices, basically what was happening in the source code is it would check. So after the 2 like vertices have been merged, it would then check literally every single line in the map against every other line to make sure that none of them were like overlapping each other. So if there's like 1,800 lines in the map, for example, or yeah, if there was like 2,000 lines in the map, basically it would check line 1 against line 2, then line 1 against line 3, and then line 1 against line 4, so forth, all the way up to line 1, checking against line 2,000. Then it'll check line 2 against line 3, line 2 against line 4, line 2 against line 5, all etc. up to 2,000. And then it'll eventually get to checking line 1,999 to line 2,000. And the even more bizarre part about that is before it even initializes this stupid like loop of checking every single like line in the map, there already was an if statement. There already was like a little bit of code just before that whole checking the lines, where it would actually check if there were any lines connected to the vertex that you're moving. But the only thing it did with that particular part of code was to set a set a flag to true, so that it would then proceed to actually check the lines in the map. It did not actually, you know, create like an array of like lines that are connected to the vertex. So now I have fixed it up so that when it does do that initial check to see if there's like any lines connected to the vertex, it will then add those lines into an array, and instead of checking the whole fucking map, instead of checking like 2,000 lines, for example, it will check like, I don't know, say like 4 lines if there was like only 2 lines on both the vertices, and it will only check those 4 lines instead of having to check 2,000 of them. So, you know, so like 4 checks will be like, I don't know, like what, like 1 2 3 4 2 3 4 3 4. So like that's like what 7 checks basically, compared to I don't know, fucking whatever, like some exponentially stupid number. So yeah, basically, yeah, no, I'm really happy with this now. Like it's functioning how I want it to. And after a little bit of so I have fixed that part, but there was also a second part as well that I had to implement as well. So with the whole like merging like lines together part, the code was set up because the fact the code was set up to literally go through every single line in the map. What it would do is that it would then just like straight up like just delete the lines, within this loop. Which while that sounds fine in theory, the problem is that with the whole like array I set up to only check like, you know, specific lines, that original line deletion code would basically trigger each single time the map had changed. So for example, if there's like more than like 2 lines that need to be deleted, if there's like more than like 1 line that needs to be deleted, so say for example, if I had like a square box and another square box inside that, and I've already connected like 3 of the corners together, but I'm connected like the last one, there would be like, so you'd have like a square box here, then like have like a little like square box inside here. So then like the last one would be like, you know, you'd have like 2 lines that you like need to like merge. So basically, what would happen is that it would delete the first line, and because of how Doom because of how the map format for Doom stores its lines, like it basically just keeps like an array of like, you know, like lines and, you know, the information for each line and so forth, more or less. So what would happen is the editor would then delete the line. So say for example it's deleting like line, you know, 400 out of like say 600 for example, but also needs to delete line 497. What will happen is that it'll delete line 400 first, then it will shift all the other lines after 400 down by a number, then it will delete line, you know, 550 if it had to delete 550. But the problem was, by the time line 400 has already been deleted, line 550 is now some other line. It's not the same line that it originally wanted to delete. So I had to also set up a bit of code on top of that to make sure that it would delete lines in a descending order rather than whatever order it does it in. Or it was like, yeah, I think it was like effectively doing it like I think it was doing it more like a descending order, but it could have been just like any like random order. So I've now set it up to always do it in a descending order, because if it's deleting like line 550 first and then 400, line 400 will still be the information for line 400 will still be the same after line 550 has been deleted, rather than if line 400 is deleted first, line 550 is now line 549, and then line 551 is now line 550, and then it'll delete the new line 550, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've now fixed that up. It's been, to be perfectly honest, I feel like it was definitely worth the 2 nights I've been spending on this, you know, basically just trying to learn how to code in C again. And thank you for the hydrate. I will hydrate. It has honestly been worth the 2 evenings I've spent like fixing this up, because basically so the probably like the so this map editor, DEU, was the very first like map editor that was made by the community. to be able to actually create custom levels from scratch. So this is a historically significant map editor. And the other important thing about this editor, DEU, was that the source code was always available for every single version of DEU. So other map editors would actually rely on the DEU source code to be able to, you know, to be able to properly create custom levels, that kind of stuff. After like the development on DEU itself had finished, or had effectively stopped, I should say. A couple of other people decided to continue working on DEU, but they called it DETH instead. So DEU stands for Doom Editing Utilities. DETH stands for Doom Editing Doom Editing for Total Head Cases, or you know, something like that. But it is effectively a continuation of the DEU source code. So I actually want to improve the DETH source code with the stuff I've been doing, because this whole like code, this whole part of the code I was looking at to optimize the performance, to fix up the performance. That whole like part of code with the whole really inefficient code was basically left untouched for the next like 4 years. That, you know, that a few people were spending to work on DETH. So I want to, yeah, so basically, I actually, yeah, somehow it's just like made me want to like actually, you know, work on like trying to improve the source code for DETH. Because I can literally apply the same fix I just did right now to, and it will just work because the code is exactly the same, has not been touched in any way. Which would make for some like interesting streams down the line. Or, you know, a much more bigger incentive for me to actually play around with like DETH at the very least. 2 minutes for total head cases, that's right, that's me. But yeah, no, I'm just really happy with this. Like this is working. This is now working how I wanted to. It's performing as fast as I can reasonably expect it to. On this 286. Well, within the time limit I have, like, you know, working on this map anyway. Well, I mean, okay, I mean, I am the project lead. I can set the time limit to however I want. But you know, I want this like out of my way. I want this like out of the way, like, sooner than later. And, you know, as if it's something like worthwhile. Yeah, I think, like, yeah, I definitely think spending the 2 evenings. I mean, yeah, I want to, like, there are some like other improvements I want to do to the DETH source code. Mainly graphics library related, but I got a feeling that's going to be a bit more involved effort, which I will work on, like, you know, after TWOGERS is released. All right, let's make this like a little bit more faster. There we go. That's a bit more tolerable. All right. So that switch worked perfectly fine. You know what? I think I'm pretty much like happy with how this like stream's like turned out, like, you know, fixing this up. Going from like a minute and like 4 seconds to like a second is such a ridiculous improvement. Like, I can't even begin to describe it. But yeah, even when yeah, it's just funny like how even on like my XT, like it was like doing like the same kind of thing would have taken like 18 minutes and 13 seconds just to merge like 2 vertices together. And now it takes like 7 seconds on a XT, which is, I am super happy with that. You know what, I think I'm like pretty much like happy for the day. This has been yeah, I wasn't expecting this stream to. This is gonna be like a very short stream for me anyway. And you know, I'm really happy with the fact that it's basically, it's working. It's working properly. That whole like corruption issue. I believe it's related to deleting like it doesn't like it maybe just related to like deleting like second side like backside devs and that kind of stuff off like existing line devs and that kind of stuff, or how it handles it anyway. I wouldn't be surprised like if it was like fixed in like in like the dev source code. But unfortunately, I really wish I knew it was possible to compile def for 286 before I started on this like whole stupid project, little mini project within a project. Yeah, I think it is after midnight. You know what? I'm very happy. I'm very happy with like how the stream went. We're basically like, you know, I've got a functional editor. And like, you know, moving forward tomorrow, I can actually do some mapping, which I'm super excited about. So you know what? I'm gonna end the stream for today. So with that in mind, I want to say thanks to Adidas666 for the follow. Sorry, I forgot to say that earlier, and also for Cheesewood for the raid as well. Let's see who's online I can send you all to. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with a much longer stream. You know, like 5 hours or 4 hours, whatever I can fit in. For a good old evening, and then you know we'll get some mapping done. We'll get some mapping done. I won't have to sit around for like a minute while doing basic like geometry work. All right, who's online? Who can I send you all to? Who is doing the good shit? Is anyone online? Is anyone going to go online right now? I can see Nomu online. Thank you. Sweet dreams are made of ease. Who are you? Who am I to XDD? Let's see. Huh. Alright, who is... I don't see anyone streaming. I mean, I don't see anyone who I'm following who's streaming. Someone doing a playthrough of Plutonia, hey? I can't really tell what source pop they're using. I don't know. Let's just take a quick look of Rig is doing the Night Dive re-release of Turok 2. That's an option. Let's see what's going on here. Slide on branches. Okay. Oh, I mean, I can see Ardos in the chat there already. So they're doing Unity port. Yeah, that's cool. You know what? I'll send you all to them. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. Platoon is the last cast in your map info. Ah, nice. All right, so I'm gonna send you all to Slide on Branches. So let's kick off the raid now. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Well, technically later today. For some actual mapping. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. With that in mind, I have to see you all next time, and take it easy now. Bye bye.